OMG, guys, can you believe that we're almost at the end of the first quarter? And if you think back to January and all your resolutions, how much progress have you actually made? Are you still feeling overwhelmed by everything? Are you still feeling really stuck? Are you still feeling like you just don't know what to do, but you're so busy, but not getting any progress? Well, I understand, and you're absolutely not alone. I help practice owners just like you solve all kinds of problems in their business, and I do it using a spiritual framework. Just a few days, what's going to happen is the doors are going to be opening to the 90-day coaching program. I would absolutely love to have you there. If you're not a coaching person, but you do have a burning issue that you want help with, I'm going to bet that it's recruiting. And don't worry, I've got you covered with a course that launches on the 24th of March. And if you enroll in the How to Recruit Candidates course before the 1st of April, you're going to get it for half off. Plus, you're going to get a bonus coaching session with me. So head over to the website, www.brooklynstorm.com, for all the information and to register your interest. I can't wait to see you there. Bye. You are a visionary, an entrepreneur, a business owner. You want to make money from your passion and create the freedom that you've dreamed of. But it's slow. The income is slow, the impact is slow, and the freedom is slow. And here's the kicker. You've actually never been busier. You're working longer than ever, burning through daylight, and your family have forgotten who you are. You're tired and frustrated and you can't even sleep well at night. The business just feels so heavy, and all you ever wanted to do was just make the money you want to make, doing the things that you want to do. And that's where I come in. Hi, if we haven't met yet, my name is Dr. Brooklyn Storme, and I'm the host of the Business Acceleration Podcast, where we shift your business from heavy to light, time poor to time abundant, and from income lack to income growth. We're going to achieve it together with my 20 years experience as a psychologist, helping people just like you to break through their barriers. And we're going to throw in a little of the woo as well. So thank you so much for pushing play today. Let's begin. Hey everybody, happy Saturday, and I am so pleased to be here with you today. I'm just full of happy energy. You know how sometimes you just get in that mood with your business and everything's just totally aligned and you are just lit up from the inside out. Somebody actually said to me today that I reminded them of a champagne bubble just waiting to pop happy goodness everywhere, and it was so nice to hear them say that. I guess in a way of speaking, I think it's so true, this idea that your vibe attracts your tribe. But I also think that your vibe is probably the new currency in 2020. And it doesn't matter if you're running a private practice or a coaching business or whatever it might be that you're doing. I think apart from your vibe, which is, highly attractive. We're not selling to people anymore. We're attracting people. Apart from your vibe, I think the other thing is connections and really being able to make all those really powerful relationships with people. As you would have heard from the intro today, I'm in pre-launch for my coaching program. And as part of that, I'm giving everybody a taste of what coaching with me could be like. And I'm hosting a masterclass for anybody who wants to come. And I'm going to actually teach you how to start generating online income for your private practice. And I think that this is such a great time to do it, especially with everything that's happening at the moment. This morning, it's Thursday morning, the 12th of March, and the World Health Organization has just announced that we now have a worldwide universal pandemic. And if you know anybody who lives in Italy, our social worker who works at the practice here, she has a relative in Italy, and she was saying to us today that Italy's in complete lockdown. There's police at the end of each suburb, each little town. People can only go out of their houses to go to the pharmacy or go to the supermarket. And when they do, they have to be a meter apart from everybody else. And basically, everyone's stuck inside. And so what a great opportunity, guys, for you now to start transitioning your business, whether it's private practice or coaching or whatever it is you're doing, to the online space, because this pandemic isn't going to go away anytime soon. And guess what? Your business should not have to suffer. You're still going to have to pay the bills, regardless of whether or not you're going to go down to your practice and have people actually turn up. So let's look at how we can get that practice online. I'm going to be teaching all of the how as well. And that's one of the things that makes me different to some of the other people who do webinars, and they tell you the what. You know, it's like this formula. It's a strategy that you get taught when you study marketing like I did, but it's not something that aligns with me. I don't believe in teaching only the what. I think that's important, but I always am somebody who wants to leave with action steps. So I'm going to be teaching how you can start generating income online for your practice within 24 hours, within 1 week, and within 1 month. 3 different strategies. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to share this with you. It's going to be so much fun. Okay, so the thing about your vibration is, you know, whatever you're believing, whatever you're holding in your mind, you're sending out to the universe, aren't you? And so perhaps without even realizing it, because let's remember that your subconscious mind is responsible for 95% of everything you think, say, and do, which means you're not even aware of why you're doing half the things that you're doing, or more than. It's so important to have the right mindset, because without that right mindset in place, what's going to happen is people are going to throw strategy after strategy after strategy at you. You're going to try and implement them without having the how, and you're going to fail, and you're going to think it's your fault, and you're going to doubt yourself, and you're going to doubt your ability, and you're going to question everything, and you're going to say, why did I even start this business in the first place? And people around you are going to say, yeah, actually, why did you even start it in the first place? Maybe you should go back to your 9 to 5. So, you know, one of the things that you can absolutely do is start looking at what your beliefs are. And an easy way to do that is to start really being a thought detective and being very, very conscious about what you're saying to yourself. When I first started being more conscious about what I was saying to myself, oh my gosh, guess what? I realized that it wasn't my own voice in my head. It was like my dad's voice, or my mum's voice, or my sister's voice, or, you know, my old teacher's voice. And so with that awareness, you're then able to start processes like releasing those unwanted, unhelpful beliefs and start calling new ones. And when you're calling new beliefs, you start operating from a different place, and a special part of your brain called the reticular activating system is going to use those beliefs to filter out the 300 billion bits of information that your physical body, not your energetic body, but your physical body receives every second through your senses, but can only process 2,000 bits of, down to your new beliefs. So if your new belief is, I find it easy to enroll people, I find it easy to make money online, I enjoy waking up to PayPal notifications in the morning like I did today, then you will absolutely experience what we call in the spiritual world a bit of a shift in your reality. In the psychology world, we just say you're having a different experience, right? The same stuff, just different language. So my philosophy when it comes to business is, and this is where I'm a bit different from the others, is that I believe 100% that if you don't have all of that inner work done, that it's going to be incredibly difficult for you to be able to do the things in the real world. And, you know, an example that I often use is this idea of raising your fees. You know, some people that I work with, they've been coached before by some of our industry's best, and they haven't got the results, and they come to me and they're like, I don't know if this is going to work. You know, I've been coached by this person and, you know, it didn't work. So I don't know how it's going to go. I said, well, we'll just try it. And it turns out that coach gave the right strategy. Okay, so they did the right thing. They gave that client the right strategy. The problem was that the client had a mindset that did not encourage or support that new strategy in its implementation. For example, you know, people often say I need to increase my income. Sure, fine, that's cool. We can absolutely do that. The simplest and quickest way is increase your fees, right? That's a strategy. But for every 10 people, there's only going to be one or two that can actually go away and implement that. And, the bulk of the rest of us are going to sit there and go, oh, I don't know. What if people stop sending me clients? What if my clients can't afford it? What if they judge me and they think I'm greedy? And when I was growing up, my parents used to say that rich people were really greedy, and I'm not greedy and I don't want to be seen as greedy. And so, right, see what I'm saying? We end up talking ourselves out of using that system, using that process. And, what ends up happening is you don't get any change, do you? And so you've invested all this money in your coaching with somebody else, and they're giving you all the systems to use, but for nothing. So I absolutely think we need to get your mindset right. And the thing is, it's not just changing what you're saying to yourself or changing your thoughts. You actually need to do the deep inner work to experience a shift in your belief system, okay? Because it's the repeated thoughts become beliefs. Those beliefs live inside our subconscious mind. They live inside that 95%, guys, okay? And a lot of the time we're not even thinking about what those beliefs are until something goes wrong in the business, and we kind of feel a bit gutted by that, don't we? And we think, oh my gosh, that's not fair, or this shouldn't have happened, or things like that. They're really, really good opportunities for you to embrace the whole idea of expansion, yeah? So when things go wrong, and I don't know, years ago when things would go wrong in my business, I'd always be down on myself and beat myself up and question myself and doubt myself and do all of those things that many of us do. But when you use a more spiritual framework to private practice and creating that private practice that you originally dreamed of having, like the reason why you started one in the first place, your big vision, which you probably forgot about now because you're busy doing all the things. But when you can anchor back into that, everything starts to change. And that's the really amazing thing. And when you're back into alignment with the practice, and I mean alignment with your systems, your policies, your procedures, your values, your beliefs, you're hiring the team that support your vision, and then next level it by saying, hey, here's how we can make it even better. That's when there becomes a noticeable shift in the vibration, not only of you as practice owner, but also of your team and also of your clients. Have you ever noticed that when you smile at someone, they smile back most of the time? Have you ever noticed that if you lift your eyebrows up and down, one time pretty quickly, to somebody, they will do it back? It's mirroring. You have mirror neurons. And so when you're in a positive state of mind and you're giving off that positive energy, people are going to mirror that back. And then you can have days like I have where you just get the best clients to work with. And, I can give you an example even now. This is the first time in my coaching business that I've ever seriously, properly done what I would call an all-in launch where I've just gone 100% all-in. I've never done it before because I've always had part of me holding back, thinking people don't want to be sold to, da-da-da-da-da. And guess what? I know. They don't. You don't. I get that. But what's happened for me lately is I've had this big shift, and I've been able to, what we say, get out of my own way. I think a lot of the time I was making big assumptions about other people, and I was making big assumptions about myself. And as a result, I was blocking myself from being able to help people who needed my help. Anyway, so what's been happening is it was so easy. I can't believe how easy it was. I'll just tell you now. But what I was able to do was I mapped out not only a launch plan for myself, which I've never done before, but I've managed to map out this entire launch plan. And it took me, no joke, it took me maybe an hour and a half one morning, tops 2, but I was in my flow state, so it went really quickly. So I did that, and then that exact same night I was sitting down and I was just watching Netflix, having a nice time, blah, blah, blah. I'd done all my journaling, all going well. And then I got the idea, maybe I could do like a pre-launch. What would that look like? And so, I just turned off the TV and I got up, went to my computer. I'm doing everything in Evernote. And I just added on like this whole pre-launch section of what I want to do for pre-launch. And I thought, oh, that's really cool. That's really cool. And I couldn't believe again how easily it came to me. And I was so excited about it. Like I'm in another group with two other psychologists. I jumped in there. I was like, oh my gosh, can you believe what I've just done? I can't believe it. It was so flippin' easy. I had no idea. And then what happened was the next day, being Sunday, same thing. In the morning, I woke up feeling inspired and I thought, I want to extend this launch and I want to do it differently. I want another section to my launch, and I want it to happen before the pre-launch. So I still don't have a name for this stage, but let's just call it the pre-launch, the bit you do before you do the pre-launch. And anyway, again, I just sat down, went into Evernote and boom, 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 wrote everything out. And I've just been able to make this whole plan, and I did it a couple of weeks ago. And do you know what? Now, every day I've just been able to go in there and just tick things off, and it's been so simple and so easy. And get this is the best bit. My actual pre-launch starts on Saturday, so the day that you guys get to listen to this. But would you believe that just a couple of days ago, somebody just randomly contacted me out of the blue, and she goes, hey, Brooklyn, I really love what you've been doing on Facebook, because, Facebook's my jam. I'm not really into LinkedIn, but I'm scheduling posts over there, but it's not really my place. But anyway, she's like, I love all the things that you've been doing on Facebook, and this really resonates with me, and I need a coach. Are you taking on any new coaching clients? And I said to her, I am on the 1st of April. That's when the next program begins, and I'm launching, next week on the 24th of March. And she goes, oh, is there any way I can, secure a place? And that, you know what I mean? And I wasn't even advertising. I wasn't promoting it. I wasn't advertising it, nothing. What happened was I attracted it the next day, right? So anyway, I tell her, yes, she can book in. She wants to start with supervision. So that's all good. Hang on, my battery's just about to stop. Hang on 1 second. Okay, back. And so that was her. And then the very next day, somebody contacts me and she says, hey, I'm a psychologist, and like you, I really love the spiritual stuff, but I want to understand more how I can start integrating that into my practice from a practice management perspective. And I was wondering, do you offer coaching? Again, I wasn't even advertising the coaching. So I said to her, yes, of course I am. And, the doors for enrollment are on the 24th of March. And so she was like really excited about it. And she said, well, is there any way that I can have some kind of session with you beforehand? You do single sessions. I said, no, I don't. And then she said, can I have supervision then? I said, okay. So now we've got 3 supervision sessions happening before the 24th of March. So how cool is that? And then somebody else gets in touch with me and she goes, oh, I love your journey and it's really resonating with me. And get this, I know what you're going to say. She says, can I enroll in the coaching? I said to her, yes, of course you can. And then there was somebody else on Saturday. And I mean, do you know, that's just like 4 people. Oh, and then somebody else contacted me the day before yesterday, and she asked, do I do mentoring for new grads who are psychologists wanting to start private practice? And I said, of course, no problem. She's booked in a couple of appointments. So this is what I'm saying about your vibe. It's so, so, so powerful. I think once you get in the right headspace and you're in love with what you're doing, people pick up on it. And it doesn't matter whether you're a physio, a dentist, a pharmacist. I'm helping at the moment a doctor of a super clinic. He's a owner of a business and he works in it like 2 days a month, but I'm helping him and his wife. I also work with a pharmacist. So I've got 2 psychologists and I've got an OT. So I only take 5 people at a time, but anyway, I'm getting off track. The point that I wanted to share with you is when you get out of your own way, the universe sends you all of the right people. As I said, my program's almost full and I haven't even started my pre-launch yet. And it couldn't have been any easier. And so, yeah, if you want to know how to do it, just ask. I'm more than happy to teach you. I'm sure there'll be some people that are wanting some guidance and advice around it. But all I can really say is a lot of the time we're creating our own spiritual practices. And if you've been following me for a little while, my thing is gratitude. I love it so much. But get this, my latest thing is, I saw this on Mind Valley. I can't remember the name of the person, but I'm sure you can go and find the video by typing in the keyword, which the keyword is arigato, A-R-I-G-T-O, arigato. I think it's a Japanese word. And anyway, it was a little video that was, I think it was like a journalist or an author, and he was interviewing one of the world's richest men, and he was asking what his secret was. Like, was it, investing in the right stocks and bonds and options, or, was it being in the right place at the right time? And the upshot of the whole conversation was the guy said, no, it's nothing to do with that. It's around this concept of arigato. And arigato means blessing the money. And so he said to this journalist or the interviewer, when I started practicing arigato, I would, remember to bless the money when I was paying for something, and I'll bless the money when it came into my possession, like into my bank account or something like that. And he said, and within mere weeks, things started changing for him. And so then the interviewer / journalist, he got really excited about this, and he thought he was going to go and try it for himself. And he did. And guess what? Everything started changing for him too. And he was attributing these big shifts in his well-being, his shift in his mood, his shift in his money, all of that sort of stuff to arigato. And so anyway, all I remember is arigato means bless the money. And so what I have started to do since I heard that, which was around the time I got inspired to write a pre-launch and start doing that, things have been shifting for me as well. But here's the thing, I find it really hard, because what I've learned as a result of doing this is I unconsciously spend money. It's so easy for me just to take out my card and tap it on everything, or to pay for things online through PayPal and all that sort of stuff, that I didn't realize how many transactions I actually make in a day. And when I would remember to say arigato, and this is it too, like, you can't just say the word arigato, you have to actually feel thankful and feel happy, because they're the vibes that you want to be cultivating and generating out into the universe. What I noticed was, there was just a lot of unconscious transactions going on. And so I started making the changes, started saying arigato when money was coming and going, and big shifts happened. So to be entirely transparent with you, never before in my business have I had 5 people want to enroll in coaching within the space of a week. I mean, some days it was 2 people. I mean, have you ever heard of stuff like that? This is nuts. And anyway, I'm so excited to work with them as well, because, oh my gosh, they're kind of just like me. These are women, they're all women, and they're between 35 and 45, and they're all at different stages. One lady, she's got a 7-figure practice. Another one, she's got a 5-figure. Another one, she's a new grad, she's just starting. So they're all at different places on their journey, which is cool. But they all share this common understanding that I do around if your mindset isn't right. And mindset simply means your thoughts, what you're thinking, your stories, where you got your stories from, your beliefs, all that sort of stuff. If that's not right, then the business isn't going to be what you really, really want it to be. And all that ends up happening is you're really busy because you're doing lots of stuff. But, another 3 months is going to go past and you still won't have progressed. Yeah. And, we've all been there. But anyway, so I'm super excited to work with them. And, we're going to be doing all kinds of things, because the framework that I use is really around, when I say spirituality, I'm talking about your purpose, your higher purpose, your higher self, your best self, whatever you want to call it, and how we connect that to your business, and then how we connect all the different parts of your business into that purpose, okay? And then how do we then engage clients in a way that's consistent? And so that's what I mean when I talk about alignment, and that's what I mean when I talk about your business success will always come from the inside out. And I believe it so much that I even coughed up the money to trademark that. How's that? So it's absolutely the way to go. It's so different to what other people are teaching you. They're going to talk you through the nuts and bolts, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with the nuts and bolts. You need those. But what I'm saying is when it comes to creating something different in your business, whether you want to feel differently about showing up, whether you want to have different policies in place, whether you want to have different money, whatever it is, if that mindset isn't there, then none of those strategies are going to work. It's 80% mindset. Once that's sorted out, the rest is easy. And I'm going to give you the strategies and the processes, and they're just 20%. Okay, so what I would like you to do is really go away and have a think about your business, and have a think about what you're loving about it, and have a think about what perhaps you're not loving so much, and the opportunities that could be there for expansion for you. Because I don't believe in failure, and I don't believe in things not working out and how people say stuff like that. I see those events as opportunities for you to grow, for you to take a lesson, for you to step up and be responsible. You created that. Whatever's happening in your business, you created that with your beliefs, and it's just being mirrored back to you. So let's learn from it, and let's shift the belief and get you the changes that you really, 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 really want. It's so much fun. The other thing to do is go away and type into Google Arigato and have a look at the video, because it was a game changer for me, and I'm sure that it will be for you as well. And I hope that you get a lot of value out of that. And if you do try it and you start to make some changes and notice some differences, would you let me know? Because I would be so lit up if you could share that with me. I'd love to hear about your experiences. I always want to make sure that you get loads of value from these podcasts. Okay, so that's that. We have did I mention before? Sorry, I think I've just been rambling. I'm just in such a good mood at the moment. It's been a great week. Did I mention that? I think I did. There's a webinar that's happening on the 24th of March. You're all invited to come along and learn now how you can take your business online, start making some money from the online space. I just think this was, serendipitous that this has happened at this time, because my prediction is that, a lot of us are going to not be able to deliver the face-to-face, in-person, real-life work that we normally do. And wouldn't it be amazing if you could be ahead of the game and actually know how you can make that shift in your practice now, rather than playing catch-up and being reactive. Let's be proactive, okay? I'm so excited. All right, to register for the webinar, all you need to do is click the link below, and have an amazing Saturday. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you to everybody who left me reviews this week. See what I mean? It was that was something else, guys. It was like, I don't know, they all happened on Facebook, I think. I don't think it was Google. I think they all happened on Facebook, but somehow just 7 reviews this week for my coaching, and they were unsolicited, and it was just so nice. Do you see what I mean? Like, it was the best week. But I honestly think maybe that new practice of arigato every time I make a financial transaction might have had something to do with that good vibe. But I'll let you go. I'll stop talking. I'll go and have a drink of water now and just relax. Enjoy your Saturday, and I'll look forward to talking to you soon. Bye, guys. Thank you so much for listening today. I really hope that you enjoyed it and got a lot of value from it. Help me help others by sharing this podcast. And if you feel called to leave a review on Apple Podcasts, remember to let me know so that I can send you a very special thank you gift. Now go and build your dream business, and I will see you next time. Bye.